Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Please check Iraq latest news updates. The Central Bank of Iraq's total sales of hard currency to the US dollar during the past week amounted to more than $775 million. Shafaq news agency correspondent stated that the central bank sold during the past week and for the 5 days in which the auction was opened, $775,219,316, at a daily rate of $193,804,840, lower than what it recorded last week, which amounted to $194,293,616. The highest dollar sales were on Wednesday, when sales amounted to $196,613,962, while the lowest sales were on Monday, when sales amounted to $192,602,190. Our correspondent indicated that sales of foreign remittances during the past week amounted to $720,590,841, an increase of 95% compared to cash sales that amounted to $37,940,000. Our correspondent explained that the sales went in the form of cash and transfers abroad to finance foreign trade, while the selling price of documentary credits and international settlements for electronic cards reached 1,305 dinars per dollar, while the selling price of transfers abroad and the cash selling price reached 1,310 dinars per dollar. And Alaa al-Haddadi, a member of the State of Law coalition led by Nouri al-Maliki, confirmed on Saturday that the country is facing major challenges, calling for a solution to the dollar and services crises. Al-Haddadi told Jarida, the country is facing great challenges, and perhaps the biggest of them is that the mood of many may not please how a government will proceed. Some loyalists, in their words, have space, movement, and successes. These are the most prominent motives for forming a decision against the government. He added, the bet remains on harmony between the powers and understanding the challenges to avoid further crises. Let us be satisfied with resolving the dollar and services crises. And an economic expert revealed, today, Saturday, the reasons for the rise in the dollar exchange rates in Iraqi markets in general and the Sulaymaniyah markets in the Kurdistan region in particular, while explaining that it is not one of the duties of the central bank to sell the dollar against the local currency and that the matter must be left to the black market for stability. Economist Dana Morloud said in an interview with Shafaq news agency, there are two main reasons behind the sudden rise in the dollar exchange rate, the first of which is the Central Bank of Iraq's announcement to stop pumping and selling the dollar to the markets as of the beginning of next year, and the second reason is due to the media exaggeration carried out by some media outlets, which had an impact on citizens' decisions to collect dollars instead of local currency. Regarding the reasons for the Central Bank of Iraq's decision to stop pumping currency at the start of the new year, Morloud added, the Central Bank of Iraq, in coordination with the World Bank, took this decision and with the approval of the U.S. Treasury, and it will be implemented as of next January 1, with the aim of preventing the U.S. dollar from reaching Iran from Iraqi markets and Turkey, as these two countries are the ones that buy the most U.S. dollars from Iraqi markets. Morloud stated that, the central bank is the only body that sells foreign currency in the markets and it acts as a money exchange, and there is no bank or bank in the world that sells foreign currencies, indicating that the issue is supposed to be left to the black market and the central bank and other banks exchange and transfer currencies. Foreign exchange rate at the government rate. then the dollar exchange rate stabilizes between the government-specified rate and does not exceed 137,000 dinars for every $100. Morlout explained, the reasons for currency smuggling are that the dollars pumped by the Central Bank of Iraq do not go to citizens, but rather go to banks and companies that do not benefit the Iraqi citizen. And the Central Bank of Iraq confirmed on Friday that the dollar shipments sent by the U.S. Federal Bank are proceeding according to a specific schedule and timings agreed upon between the two monetary institutions. He added in a statement received by Shafak news agency, Thursday, the shipment was received on time, denying news and media reports that talk about stopping or reducing shipments sent to the bank. The Central Bank of Iraq called on the media to be accurate in publishing information related to monetary policy in Iraq and to take it from its approved sources through the official website and official accounts on social media sites. Washington rejected Iraq's request to obtain $1 billion in cash from the Federal Reserve Bank, under the pretext that it conflicts with their efforts to curb Baghdad's use of the dollar and stop illicit cash flows to Iran, according to the American newspaper, The Wall Street Journal. The American newspaper quoted American officials as saying, the banknotes in the hands of Iraqis have become a lucrative source of illicit dollars that return to militias and corrupt politicians, as well as to Iran. And the Finance Committee in the Iraqi parliament entered the crisis of the cash dollar scarcity expected in the country at the beginning of the year 2024, after the central bank's decision, while it talked about foreign banks controlling the currency auction. Committee member Mohammed Nouri told Shafak news agency, there are a number of banks that control the window for buying and selling foreign currency, and they are non-Iraqi banks, and the conditions set by the central bank are applied to a pre-specified group before it sets conditions on the banks or companies so that they are the sole controller of the foreign currency buying and selling window. Nouri added, most financial transfers are fake under the pretext of purchasing goods, and here is an indication of the delay in real transfers, given that the fake transfers are supported and backed by a political group and armed factions affiliated with the economic parties. Nouri added, but personal transfers for the purpose of study and treatment outside the country and simple trade, we find that they are real, but large transfers are not real because they are affiliated with the economics of the parties, and their purpose is to smuggle currency outside the country. Despite these developments, the Central Bank of Iraq confirms that dollar deposits are guaranteed, and the citizen who deposited his money in dollars with any Iraqi bank previously or by 2024 has an inherent right to receive these amounts in cash and in US dollars. The central bank had indicated that the reforms it is undertaking aim to achieve compliance of the bank and the Iraqi banking system in general with international compliance standards, thus preventing the dollar from reaching parties prohibited from obtaining it or speculating with it. Thanks, take care.